Hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly energy weather report. I'm going to make sure I am live in all the places. We are going to talk about the week ahead and how you can harness the energy of the moon so you don't have to work so crazy and so hard. Holy cannoli. All right, almost there. As you hop on, give me a quick hello. Let me know that you can see me, that you can hear me. Holy cannoli, because I have some exciting things to share about this week. You'll find that every week we dive into what the moon is doing and how you can work with the flow of the energy rather than against it, swimming up current. All right, so I think I'm live in all the places. Just give me a hello and let me know how you are doing on this beautiful, beautiful day. For those friends of mine who are watching in the US, happy Memorial Day, where we take a moment to honor and to remember all of those who have stood up and protected us and who have created such a space and a place where we can really continue to connect with our hearts and to bring our visions and our heart's deepest wishes and dreams to the world. So I'm thinking of a lot of things. This is also kind of a bittersweet weekend for me as well. When I think of Memorial Day, my mom transitioned 12 years ago on Memorial Day. She did an amazing job jumping to the other side. I was blessed that I was able to be there. So lots of remembering this weekend of the loved ones who've touched our hearts and who have made a difference. Okay, so I am going to try to get. I think it's working. For whatever reason, I've got extra little pop-ups here that make it difficult to see. But without further ado, let's go ahead, tune into the energy of this week ahead. Place your hand on your heart, and I'm going to just invite you, as you hold in your heart, the question of what's the most important thing that I need to know about this week ahead? Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands means that a decision and a choice has been made. You've already made up your mind. You're already at the beach. Hopefully you are somewhere near water and having fun. But she's made her decision. She's done the hard part. Now she's waiting for her wave of opportunity to come in. So you're being encouraged and to know that the decisions and the choices have been made. Now the waves of opportunity are starting to flow in. But there's an encouraging, a little bit of a nudge and a push to be patient, to have a moment where you're not just rushing at the first wave, but you're giving yourself the opportunity to be aware and alert and to tune into your senses. And I really feel that this fits in with the theme of this week. So I love to give every week a theme. I tune in, I look at the energy that's ahead of us. I kind of tune in to my guides and to God, universe, source. And what I really feel this week is we don't have to be working so hard. Some people say work smarter, definitely work more effectively. And what I want to offer to you is to kind of like, the sports ball players, whether it's golf or what not, they lick their finger and they put their finger in the air, maybe sailors, and they say, which way is the wind blowing? How can I go with the currents to achieve my dream rather than swimming upstream? I find a lot of my students and my clients that I work with one-on-one and in my Mastering Intuition program, that they come to me, they are incredibly hard workers. They are not afraid of getting, their hands dirty and digging in and doing the work. I love that about them. I myself tend to be like that too. But what I find more often than not is that because there is this, we can do it, I'm just going to push, I'm going to make it through. What ends up happening is we can burn out. We can burn out a lot faster because we're trying to go all under our own steam. And if we were to tune into our intuition, which the moon is a beautiful representative of, then what we can experience is that life flows with more ease and more grace because we're using resources around us that are available to us that you might not even be able to see, touch, taste, or smell. But if you could tune into them using your sixth sense, a whole new world of opportunity would open up, which I think is really pretty and really fun and exciting to think about when we think of the Three of Wands. There's a whole new world all around us. It's just a matter of saying, maybe I haven't been looking at it in the right way. Maybe I need to shift my vision a little bit. So as we're going, I'm also going to double check because I have a little inkling. Speaking of intuition, I just want to make sure that I can see myself in the groups. All right, hold on. Oh, yay, I do. Yay! So there I am. Fantastic. Because sometimes with technology, I want to make sure that I'm working. The sun moved into Gemini last week, and Jupiter, which a lot of people are talking about, also moved into Gemini. What does that mean? Well, sometimes Gemini energy, I don't want to put certainty in any one space because I do not think that it has to be this way all the time for everyone. But Gemini, which represents the twins, it has a beautiful astrological symbol or glyph that almost looks like two parallel lines with a top and a bottom. Sometimes people say, well, Gemini energy, we kind of need to do things twice. And I look to the side because it doesn't always have to be that way. But I want to, because of the twins, I want to invite you to know that if you find yourself backtracking or having to do something again, it's okay. I ran into this last week a little bit. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. What I'm going to encourage you to do is just use the wonderful energy of Mercury, which rules Gemini, and just be a little bit more mindful before you jump into a task so you don't have to make it harder for yourself. That's why I wanted to double check and make sure I was live in all the places. Okay. Yay. Hello, Renee. So glad that you found me. Okay. Week ahead. We know the energy of the moon. Love, love, love to look at the general flow of the moon. We start high level and then we drill down. The flow of the moon is waning this week. It's getting dimmer and dimmer. It's getting smaller and smaller, so it's not quite as bright. What does that mean? This is a week of letting go. It's a week of healing. It's a week of release. And I love getting that overall tone of the energy because sometimes I'll have clients who are like, okay, I'm ready to launch a new project. I'm going to, tell the world about it. And they want to do it during a week like this, where the moon is waning, where it's getting quieter and quieter. It's not that you can't launch or you can't shout out to the world about what you're doing, but I would invite you to do it in a very different way because the energy is one of release. It's one of letting go. So people are going to be more naturally kind of guided inward, a little more introverted. They're going to want to step away from the world a little bit. Now, is this always the case? This is high level look. This is overarching look. The other thing too is that people are looking at letting go. Like, where has my life been too full? What has come to an end? What am I getting ready to grow for the next cycle? So for you, I would encourage you, maybe this is a time where you look through the physical closets and you say, okay, is there something here that I'm no longer wearing that I can donate? Maybe you're looking through, what you're putting your time into. Where am I investing my time and my energy? Is it time for me to readjust? Is there something new on the horizon? We're getting ready for the summer energy. So many of you who have kids, or heck, you're just even looking for a summer break away. It's like, okay, I'm shifting seasons, maybe even getting out the summer clothes and putting that in your closet and packing away winter items. This is a time of just adjustment. So when I do this, I go to my handy dandy Inside of the Moon journal, which if you don't have one, grab one, you're missing out. And every week I talk about the flow of the energy. So for me, let go, heal heart, and prepare for the next cycle. That's an important piece of the waning moon, especially with the last quarter that I don't hear everyone talking about. I really see the last quarter, which is happening on Thursday, as an opportunity for healing the heart, because sometimes we might be bummed about something ending. We work so, this is a fun example. I had a friend who just went to a large conference. They had been helping behind the scenes put it together. They were so excited. Everybody was putting all their energy into it. They had the event. It was fantastic. And then there's kind of the letdown. It's like, oh, it's all done. And I was so excited about it. Now I'm kind of sad because it's ended. We were working for so many months, so hard and putting everything into it. And it was great, but now it's done. So, sometimes it can be as simple as that, where we just allow our heart some healing. Sometimes it can be a little deeper than that. But this is that week where you're just saying, okay, let me heal my heart. Let me address any feelings. The intention of the week, I set an intention for every week. The way that I feel the energy showing up is to pause and enjoy. Now, why am I saying this? because I really feel that theme of, we've been working the grind, go, 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 go. People are busy. They're getting tired. They're looking for some rest and relaxation. You don't have to always run and work to the bitter edge and end up burned out if you are tuning into the rhythms of nature, of energy all around you. And that's why I love to bring the moon to the forefront. It's a way for you to really engage the energy so you can achieve your dreams without feeling burned out when you finally get there, because you want to be able to enjoy yourself. If you get there and you can't enjoy yourself, that's no good. So top 3 things this week, you can say anything that you're focusing on. It's nice to have 3. There's power in that energy of 3, but I invite you to write down 3 things that you really want to bring your attention to. It could be something in business. It could be something personal. It could be very detailed. It could be high level. For me, I have sort, savor, and simmer because I love alliteration. But for me, that sorting is really going to be just organizing my energy. Where am I investing it? What am I doing? Where am I going? I'm going to prepare for the next growth cycle. I've got exciting things that I'll be sharing. And my Inside of the Moon Clubbers, we are going to be doing the big month plan or monthly planning session for June. I'm very excited about that. So for those of you who have the journal, at the very front of the month, and it's dateless, and it's, you can stop and start wherever you want. You don't have to go in any kind of order. You can take many years to do this, or you can do this, in a very quick amount of time. I like to jump around myself. But what I do is at the beginning of every month, and inside of the Moon Club, our Moon Club, we're going to go over the whole month. And I'm going to show you how I plan for the month ahead of when I want to take action, like when I want to share good news with the world, or maybe make an offer and say, hey, I've got this great project, or my Mastering Intuition is going to be open again. Check it out. So we find out things like that. You want to know when retrogrades are happening, so you don't have to work so hard and go against the flow of the grain. When's the new moon? When's the full moon? Are there any eclipses that we need to be aware of? What other big astro events are happening, and how to make the most of those big events? So we're going to be doing a planning session. I'm going to walk my Moon Clubbers through it. So if you haven't joined Moon Club yet, check the link. It's just irenamiller.co/club. It's fantastic. I'm offering it at a really wonderful price right now so that you can jump in and you can get all the insider advantage to how exactly to harness the moon. We do rituals, and I do readings and energy tune-ups. Check it out. Okay, so with that being said, once you kind of know the flow of the moon, then it gives you a better ability to really prepare for the week. So this week, I'm going to just go back to where I was. I also have a sacred practice that I work with every week. I've got all the sacred practices listed for you in the journal. I know I'm taking time flipping back to this, but sacred rituals right here. You can track your progress right there. Some people love to do that because it gives them that sense of satisfaction, like, yay, I've done it. But anyway, for me, I'm really going to work on the meditation this week. That's the ritual I'm going to do. You pick one little thing, and that helps you tune into the energy, and it can make all the difference. And how am I going to nourish or feed my spirit? Well, for me, I'm really going to take time organizing my thoughts, organizing my things, and getting ready for that next growth cycle, because next week we have a new moon. Okay. So now that you kind of have a general overall idea of how to work with this week, let's drill down into each day. So I'm going to invite you to bring your awareness into your heart. And as you bring your awareness into your heart, we're going to pull cards for the moon on Monday. So moon is in Capricorn. I'm going to make sure I've got my cards facing in the right direction. I'm going to use Astro cards. I'm going to just invite you to ask yourself, what's the most important thing that you know about the moon in Capricorn this Monday? 9th house, and it pops up upside down. Love it. So 9th house is about adventure, exploration. It's about higher learning. With Jupiter having moved into Gemini, this is a great time to go deeper in your studies and in your education. It's a great time to explore things that you've always wanted to learn more about. So as you slow down and you pause this week, Give yourself a moment to say, what have I been missing out on in life? What do I want to learn more about? Do I want to learn more about the stars and the cosmos? Then come hang out with me in the moon clovers. You'll definitely learn. Do I want to learn more like how to speak another language or how to grow a new project? But ninth house, when it comes out upside down, what I'm going to invite you to do is ask, what's been in the way that's been blocking you from exploring and from expanding your horizons? With the waning moon this week, it gives you an opportunity to take a really hard look at that. And I say hard because the moon is in Capricorn today. And what does that mean? Well, moon in Capricorn is all about business. It's like there's no crying in baseball, it's like, oh, it's just a flesh wound. Get up, brush it off, you're fine. I love those like little quick ways to describe it, because moon in Capricorn is very responsible. It's very much saying, all right, what's the point in crying about it? Because it's not going to help. It's not going to get us anywhere. Let's make a plan and figure out how to move forward. Crying is just a waste of time. Now, it's not. As a moon in Cancer, I think crying is very healing. I say that from my perspective. But there are moments where it's like, okay, really getting into this deep emotional state isn't helping us in this moment. So moon in Capricorn, what that gives you the opportunity to do is to say, all right, I can take a much more strategic look at what I'm doing and where I'm going, and emotions aren't going to inhibit me. But I can be very objective, I can be practical, I can be down to earth. So this Monday, I would encourage you, take a really good look at what might have been blocking you from expanding your horizons, from growing bigger. Jupiter rules the ninth house. So where might you be able to expand more? But because of something, let's say what, Aquarius, I was just curious, but maybe because of you trying to, Aquarian energy really contains itself. There could be areas that you've just been holding yourself back. So I'm going to leave it at that. So moon in Capricorn, you're just taking a look at the big picture. What might I be able to release and let go of? Aquarius also can represent organizations. It can represent groups. It can represent the bigger picture. So I invite you, take a moment, tune in with this Monday Capricorn energy, because this is a day where you'll really be able to hone in on where can I be more efficient and effective with my time and energy, and where have I been kind of losing my way along the path and blocking my growth and success. All right, that's Monday. Tuesday, moon moves into Aquarius. So placing your hand on your heart, we're just going to ask first, what's most important thing that you know about moon in Aquarius? Aries. Upside down. It's so funny. I know the deck isn't upside down. So Aries is taking action. What I love about this is, right, first we're looking at Monday's Capricorn energy, where it's like, where have I been blocking my success and my growth and my expansion? We're able to take that objective look. Tuesday, Aquarius moon also has that ability to be objective and to rise above the emotions. Aquarian energy has learned how to contain its feelings, so much so to the fact that it can really also become detached, and it can say, you know what? I got to just get down to work. I've got things to do. I don't have time to kind of wallow in the feelings and the emotions. But when this pops up and it's upside down, it's saying, okay, where have I been blocking myself from taking action? Aquarius is also about communication. It's ruled by Mercury. It's about technology, and it's disseminating information. So I'm curious, I would invite you to tune in and say, where might a lack of information be blocking me from taking action? So that growth and expansion opportunity, being ready for your wave coming in, where might you have to do maybe a little bit more research, a little bit more study, a little bit more looking into, if I had this and it would be easy for me to take action. I just ran one of my clients through, I have a little exercise that I love to do with people where it's running an idea through the chakras. She's been getting ready to launch a new podcast. She's very, very excited about it. It's a phenomenal topic, but she's running into a block with actually doing it, making it a reality, launching it into the world. So we ran the idea through the chakras, and she came to the understanding and knowing of what's been sabotaging her all along, why she hasn't been able to take action and actually get it out into the world. She's gotten everything else done. She's got the cover photo done. She's got intro music. She's got descriptions, all this stuff. But what is holding her back? So by going through the energy centers, the chakras, she was able to discover, oh, now I know I needed this little bit of information before I could move forward. Now, she knew it all along, but it was hidden in that subconscious layer. And by going through the energy centers and the levels, it was brought to light. There was a revelation of, oh my gosh, I can't believe that that's been the one thing that's been holding me up. So sometimes we just need a little bit more information. We might need to just kind of look at different resources, educate ourselves. I say that because of the Gemini energy. Mercury rules Gemini, third house, education. I invite you, take a moment to again say, all right, what might be the thing that's sabotaging or tripping me up from expanding and moving into growth? And I'm curious, what are you guys working on? I feel like there's a lot brewing in our groups where people are creating. Let me know in the comments. I would love to support you. Wednesday. What's most important that you need to know about Wednesday? Placing your hand on your heart. Third house. I love, good morning, Karen. So glad that you made it. I love that this came up because we were just talking about third house. And as we talk about third house, this is the education. This is us saying, okay, what do I need to be able to communicate more effectively? Mercury rule. Isn't it funny how the thread comes up as we're talking about it? I love how we are tuned in. You can see we're in the flow with the universe. We're using the cards to help open up a dialogue with God universe, with your higher self, with your angels. And Wednesday's energy, when the moon's still in Aquarius, it's saying, okay, like seriously, there's something that you might have to educate yourself on or open up communication flow. Maybe you reach out to someone and you say, hey, I've been curious about how you do this. Or can you show me more? Is there something that I can learn from you? But Wednesday, I would encourage you with that moon in Aquarius, you're still in an objective state, so you're not taking things too personally. You tune into the moon for that. Then you can say, all right, I didn't realize that about myself. Or, okay, now I see where maybe the missing link was or the weakest part. And I can shore up my resources. I can, as when it comes to education and when it comes to learning, maybe you even decide, hey, I want to go out somewhere to connect with people. And that's going to enhance your communication and also give you the insight and the information you're searching for. Maybe there is a meetup or a gathering that you're being called or drawn to. I would encourage you to be open to that. Okay. So Thursday, as we move into Thursday's energy, just going to make sure, because I think Thursday is when we switch to Pisces. Or wait, did I skip Wednesday? No, I didn't. Okay, Wednesday, we're still in Aquarius. Thursday, moon moves into Pisces. So placing your hand on your heart, we're going to tune in and just say, what's the most important thing that you need to know about the Pisces moon on Thursday? Oh, I get action again, Aries. All right, so Thursday, but this time it's upright. Interesting. So it was blocked on Tuesday. Something was blocking your action, potentially around a piece of information, a thought that had been holding you back. Maybe you just needed to be able to expand. Aquarian energy is great for expansion, to think about it or see the problem in a different way. Aquarian energy on Tuesday, also great for being very innovative, seeing things differently, great for problem solving because they can think outside the box. So there's hope. Thursday, it's saying, okay, you've really done a great job solving the issues, figuring out what might have been holding you back from growth and expansion. So now Thursday, you're getting that little impetus to start taking some kind of action. It's also the last quarter moon, which means healing. It's a great day for healing your emotions. And because the moon is in Pisces, which is very much an emotional, intuitive, psychic energy, so much so the Pisces can feel so deeply that sometimes it's too much and they need to just kind of step away from the world. They say, oh, I can't take it. It's almost, they need to desensitize because they feel so much sensation. So I would encourage you on Thursday to give yourself really healthy boundaries. something to protect your heart so that you can take action with confidence. Because Thursday, don't, how do I want to say this? Avoid kind of hiding away from the world, even though your heart might be like, oh, I just kind of want to escape for a little bit. Have fun, escape for a little bit. Water is great, music is great, but then take some kind of little action. And it most likely, I would encourage you to do an action around healing your heart so you'll be ready for the growth cycle that's coming up, new moon next week, so that you don't kind of flavor the new project with an old wound in the heart. You know, have you ever had that experience where you're getting ready to bring something new into the world? I had a client once upon a time who had an agency, and it didn't work out. And she was really just heartbroken about it. She felt that the people she was working with, it wasn't a good fit. And so she had dissolved it. And one of the things that was blocking her in her growth and expansion was, I don't think she basically was saying she didn't feel or think that she could create another agency that would work in the way that her heart and mind really was calling for. So as a result, she hesitated and hesitated and hesitated. And then once we worked through some specific energy exercises, she decided, you know what? I'm going to trust that this is going to work out. And she went for it. She took action. And she's soaring. She's highly successful. And it's completely different this time. She's created a different team of people. She communicates with them in a different way. She's a different person than she was 10 years ago. So I invite you, know that when you heal the hurts of your heart, that can enable you to experience that growth and expansion. Don't let an old heart wound hold you back from trusting that it could work again, that we can find love. All righty. So as we move into Friday's energy, moon is still in Pisces. Yes. And we're still waning crescent. Tuning into the energy, and we're just going to say, what's the most important thing that you need to know? Ooh, they're all popping out about the day. Aquarius. Okay. So moon's in Pisces and saying, okay, listen, our Aquarian energy is going to give us a little bit of help on Friday, because if you are after the healing of the heart on Thursday, if you're really feeling overwhelmed and just so much emotion and maybe like, oh, Calgon, take me away. Aquarian energy can help you look at things objectively. It can help lift you up out of the heaviness of emotion. I would encourage you Friday, if you can be near a body of water, whether it's going swimming or a lake or an ocean, or even just a nice long bathtub or a shower, to give yourself that opportunity to simply contain the water, being in a contained water experience. One of the things that I love about ritual, and one of the reasons I brought the Moon Club back into full force, is because there's power in ritual. Our subconscious begins to experience it. And then on a mental and emotional and a spiritual sense, we embody that physical experience. We can learn it in a different way. So for example, have you ever had that experience where people, they say, I learn much more easily if you show me how to do it, and then I can do it myself, rather than just telling it to me or just showing it to me. But it's like actually walking me through the physical process. People learn so much more. They really embed it within their being. So I invite you with Friday, kind of contain the water in such a way that's very healing. Maybe again, bath, lake, you've got your riverbanks or lake banks. Maybe it's just a pool, but you've got like the defined edges. And that just enables you to experience, okay, I can be in my emotions. I can be flowing through them. They can be healing, but it doesn't have to become so overwhelming that I want to check out of life, if that makes sense. And when I say check out of life, I mean, sometimes when things become overwhelming, and a Pisces energy, kind of a low vibrational experiences, they're going to want to try to step out, like numb the feelings is probably the best way to say it. So that can be done through food or through alcohol or, anything else, things that tend to hurt us in the long run that don't necessarily help us. And numbing the feelings doesn't help process them, but having safe, effective ways to process and to heal the emotions can really make all the difference to enable you for that next new moon growth cycle. So swimming, music can be really helpful this Friday. All right, moving into Saturday's energy. Moon moves into Aries Saturday. How can you make the most of this Aries moon? Okay. Venus, beloved. Enjoy yourself. So this week, part of the kind of aligning with the energy, so you don't have to work so hard, is knowing that you're being given an opportunity to pause, to tune in to your emotions, to your heart, to do some heart healing. And when that heart healing happens, the doorways begin to open so that you can find love again. Venus is about love. It's about partnerships. It's about harmony. It's about finding beauty and enjoying yourself in the world. And Aries energy is bold. It's saying go for your heart this weekend, meaning enjoy yourself this upcoming Saturday. Take actions that create more harmony and beauty in your love. Venus also represents wealth. It represents feeling wealthy, both in heart, in relationships, as well as physically, in physical abundance. Saturday is going to be fun. Sunday, as you tune into Sunday's energy, Moon is still in Aries. How can you make the most of Sunday's energy? Aries. So lots of Aries energy. Here's what I'm going to tell you about Sunday. By the time you get to Sunday, do you know, like they talk about the different ways that we process emotions, and many times grief will come up first, the sadness. So if you feel any sadness this week, go to the water, whether it's, the bathtub, the shower, or a body of water for the healing. Listen to the music. But then once we get through that sadness, what can sometimes happen is anger. Anger can come up next. And when the anger comes up, the beautiful thing about anger is it's a catalyst. It helps bring momentum and movement, because the sadness tends to create a heaviness. So when I was going through my yoga certification many, many a moon ago, holy cannoli, part of it is learning about Ayurveda. And we learn about the doshas, the different body, mind, spirit types. And sadness can often be connected with a kapha energy, which can feel heavy and slow and really want sweets and just to kind of like settle in, like don't want to move. But this Aries energy is saying we are going to have that ability to move kind of out of the swamp of sadness, the heaviness of the feelings, and move forward. We get that catalyst of maybe some anger building within us. But I want to invite you to have a way to direct these big feelings in a positive manner so that it doesn't feel just like an explosion where things get broken. But give yourself maybe a physical activity on Sunday that you do. Maybe it's a walk, maybe it's working out, maybe it's dancing, but movement, physical movement is going to be very helpful in case these big emotions come to a head, so that you feel like, okay, I can process these emotions in a healthy way. Now that I've kind of healed my heart and lifted up out of any kind of sadness, I can take action and move forward. Okay, so definitely a big heart healing week ahead. If you have questions, pop them into the comments and just kind of checking them out. But I hope you have an amazing, amazing week wherever you are. And come join the Moon Club. We're having a blast in there. We're going to be looking at the month ahead and planning. All right, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Hey, and if this has been helpful to you, please do share it with a friend so that they can have a week of joy and they don't have to, well, I say a week of joy and I know it's a lot of heart healing, but then they don't have to work so hard and go against the grain. And please do like, subscribe, follow along so that you get all the latest and greatest weekly energy weather reports. All right, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys. Thanks for playing.